Three new semiconductor plants at Giga Texas tighten Tesla's grip on the chips powering its AI systems. This is Tesla Shorts Time, episode 586. Tesla received approval to construct 3 additional semiconductor buildings at its Austin site. The facilities will support internal production of inference and control chips. Construction adds to the existing Giga Texas footprint and keeps chip supply closer to vehicle assembly. This step advances the company's long-term effort to reduce reliance on external foundries. Yesterday's coverage of HW5 development makes today's permitting news a direct continuation of the same supply chain strategy. Building semiconductor capacity inside an automotive factory reverses the usual division of labor between car makers and chip suppliers. Most manufacturers buy processors from specialized foundries that serve many industries, accepting standardized parts and shared production queues. Tesla instead treats silicon as another in-house component, similar to how it already makes motors and battery packs. The approach carries higher upfront capital cost and requires recruiting different engineering talent, yet it promises tighter integration between hardware revisions and software updates that run on the vehicle. The decision also changes the risk profile around supply disruptions. When chips come from external vendors, a shortage at the foundry immediately constrains vehicle output. Internal production shifts that constraint to Tesla's own construction timeline, equipment yield, and process learning curve. From a margin perspective, owning the silicon layer adds another lever for gross profit improvement once the facilities reach scale. Texas DMV records show 79 new Robotaxi registrations filed in a single day. The vehicles appear to be Model Y units prepared for fleet use. The rapid addition brings the state's Tesla Robotaxi count to 270. Regulators and observers will watch how these vehicles are deployed ahead of any unsupervised operations. The single-day spike offers a concrete data point on how quickly Tesla can scale the Texas test fleet. The same registration wave added 79 Model Ys configured for Robotaxi service. Texas now hosts a fleet of 270 such vehicles. The pace suggests preparation for expanded testing or early commercial service. Fleet growth in one state provides a visible indicator of production and allocation priorities. The concentration in Texas also aligns with the state's relatively permissive testing environment for autonomous vehicles. A Cybercab completed the challenging maneuver without intervention in real traffic conditions. The smooth execution points to refined sensor fusion and path planning in the current FSD stack. Observers noted the vehicle maintained appropriate speed and gap selection throughout the turn. Video showed a driver with hands near the wheel during the same left turn sequence. The footage leaves open whether minor corrections occurred or if the system handled the full maneuver. Tesla posted that FSD Supervised improves safety margins around cyclists in traffic. The statement highlights reduced close passes and smoother yielding behavior compared with average human drivers. Reports examined Tesla's plans for a dedicated Optimus production site alongside vehicle factories. The project ties robot output to the same Giga Texas campus used for other programs. Early focus remains on internal deployment before external sales. Scale of the facility will determine whether volume targets for 2027 remain realistic. Construction activity at the site will serve as the first public signal of whether the 2027 timeline is on track. A new Supercharger site in Sicamous, British Columbia has opened for public use. The location fills a gap on routes through the interior of the province. Nearby Keremeos remains under consideration for the next installation. Expansion in these corridors improves long-distance travel options for Canadian Tesla owners. Tesla ran a community poll to choose the next Supercharger location, but ultimately selected a different site. The decision surprised some participants who expected the poll winner to prevail. The outcome shows Tesla balancing poll results against grid capacity and route coverage needs. Tesla raised the price of its wheel and tire protection package, with wording that appears aimed at Model 3 performance buyers. Owners are checking whether the change applies across other models or only specific trims. The adjustment comes amid broader parts and service pricing shifts. It directly affects the cost of ownership for drivers who want coverage against curb rash and road hazards. The discussion on the subreddit shows owners comparing the new rate against aftermarket options. Before we go, watch for the next visible construction milestone at the Optimus site on the Giga Texas campus. That's your Tesla news for today. TSLA closed at $354.81, up $8.99, 2.6%. If you found this useful, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. And before you go, this show is part of the Nera Network, a family of daily podcasts on tech, science, and markets, each one a short, sharp briefing you can finish on the commute. If today earned its place in your feed, here's your next listen. SpaceX Daily, the daily companion for following SpaceX as a public company, from Starship to the stock ticker. Find every show free at neranetwork.com. And on the website, every episode's visuals live in our free image gallery at neranetwork.com/gallery. Royalty-free under Creative Commons. Download with attribution. This episode used AI voice synthesis of my voice. Editorial selection and analysis are my own.